My world crashed when the hospital called saying Marcus was hurt badly. I drove so fast through the dark streets. My hands shook on the wheel. When I got there, something felt wrong. A young nurse grabbed my arm hard. "Please hide right now," she said with scared eyes. "Something bad is happening." I didn't understand, but I listened. She pushed me into a small room. 10 minutes felt like forever. Then I heard voices outside. The door opened a tiny bit. What I saw made my heart stop beating. Let me tell you how this nightmare started. That morning was normal. Marcus kissed me goodbye. He said he had meetings all day. I believed him like I always did. Maya sat on her couch feeling sad. Her husband Marcus hadn't called her all day. He worked at a big office building downtown. Usually he sent her messages. But today, nothing. She looked at her phone again and again. The clock said it was getting late. She tried calling him. The first time his phone just rang. The second time it went to his voicemail. Maya felt worry growing in her chest. They had a small fight yesterday. She told Marcus they needed to save more money. He got upset with her. He said she didn't understand how hard he worked. Now she felt bad about the fight. What if he was still angry? Rain started falling outside. Maya walked to the window. The street was empty and wet. She hugged herself, feeling cold inside. She thought about calling Marcus's mom but decided to wait. At 8 o'clock the phone rang loud. Maya jumped. Her heart started beating fast. She picked up the phone with shaking hands. "Hello," she said quietly. "Is this Maya, Marcus's wife?" a man asked. His voice was serious and cold. "Yes, what happened?" Maya asked. "Your husband was in a car crash on the highway. He's at City Hospital now. The doctors are working on him. You need to come fast." Maya couldn't breathe. Car crash. Working on him. The words spun in her head. "Is he okay?" she whispered. "The doctors are doing everything they can. Dr. Reynolds is taking care of him. Please come to the hospital now." The man hung up. Maya stood frozen. This couldn't be real. Marcus was strong and careful. How could this happen? Then her body started moving. She grabbed her coat and keys. She didn't change her clothes. She just ran to her car. Her hands shook so much she dropped the keys twice. Finally she started the engine and drove into the rainy night. Tears ran down her face, mixing with the rain on the windshield. The hospital seemed so far away. Maya drove faster than she should. She passed red lights. Other cars honked at her, but she didn't care. All she could think about was Marcus. She remembered him laughing last week at dinner. She remembered their fight yesterday. Guilt hit her hard. Why did she argue about money? What if those were their last words to each other? "Please God, let him be okay," Maya said over and over. Her voice shook. She didn't care about anything except getting to the hospital. After what felt like hours, she saw the big white hospital building. She parked badly and ran inside. "My husband Marcus, car accident." Maya screamed at the desk. The woman there typed on her computer. "Yes, he's upstairs on floor 5. Operating room 4. Take the elevator." Maya didn't wait. She found the stairs and ran up all 5 floors. Her legs hurt, but she kept going. She reached the 5th floor breathing hard. The hallway was quiet and smelled like medicine. She hated that smell. She turned left and saw it at the end of the hall. Big metal doors with a red light above them. The sign said, "Operating room 4 in use." Marcus was behind those doors fighting to stay alive. Maya started running again. Tears covered her face. She had to see him. She had to be with him. Her hand reached for the cold door. She was about to push it open when someone grabbed her. "Don't," a voice whispered. Maya screamed and turned around. A nurse was there looking frightened. Her name tag said Lisa. "You're Marcus's wife, right?" Lisa asked quickly. Maya nodded, trying to pull away. "Yes, let me go. I need to see him." "No, you can't go in there. They can't know you're here. This is very important." Lisa pulled her away from the door hard. "What do you mean?" Maya asked, confused and scared. "Who can't know?" Listen carefully, Lisa said, looking into Maya's eyes. This isn't a real operation. It's a trick. You're in danger. The word trick made Maya freeze. What? Dr. Reynolds is in there but not to help. You have to hide right now. Lisa pointed to a door across the hall. It was dark and had no sign. Go in there. It's an old storage room. Lock it from inside. Don't come out no matter what you hear. I'll come get you when it's safe. Maya's mind was spinning. Nothing made sense. But Lisa's eyes looked so scared and real. Why should I trust you? Maya whispered. Because I saw Marcus's real medical papers before Dr. Reynolds changed them. He's not hurt from any accident. Please, they could come out any second. That made Maya move. Lisa pushed her toward the storage room. Maya's mind was full of questions but her body followed. She opened the door. Inside was dark and smelled old. Lisa shoved her in. Lock it. Trust me, Lisa said and closed the door quietly. Maya heard the click. She was alone in complete darkness. Her heart pounded so hard it hurt. She found the lock and turned it. Maya slid down to the cold floor. The room was so dark she couldn't see her own hands. A tiny bit of light came under the door. She could see shapes of old boxes around her. She hugged her knees trying to stop shaking. What was happening? Was Lisa crazy? Or was this real? Her thoughts went back to Marcus. If he wasn't hurt, where was he? What were they doing in that operating room? Maya crawled to the door and put her ear against it. She heard nothing but her own heartbeat. She looked through the keyhole but could only see the wall. She checked her phone. It was 9 o'clock at night. Time moved so slowly. Every second felt like an hour. Maya waited in the dark, listening hard. She heard footsteps far away. She heard a machine humming. But nothing from operating room 4. 5 minutes passed. She felt like she couldn't breathe. The room was too hot. She wanted to scream. She wanted to run out and break down that door. 7 minutes. She prayed quietly. Not just for Marcus but for herself too. She felt trapped like a mouse. 10 minutes. The longest 10 minutes of her whole life. Suddenly she heard a sound. Click from outside. Not her door but down the hall. Maya held her breath. She pressed her eye close to a crack in the door. Through the tiny space, she could see the red light above operating room 4. Turned off. The operation was done. Then Maya heard a soft hiss. The big metal doors were opening. Maya kept watching through the crack. Her whole body was tight with fear. The doors opened slowly. The hallway was so quiet. Then someone walked out. It was Dr. Reynolds. He was wearing blue doctor clothes but his mask was down. He didn't look tired or sad like a doctor who just tried to save someone. He looked calm and normal. He was taking off his gloves. Maya felt sick. Then another person came out. Maya expected to see Marcus on a bed with wheels. She expected machines beeping. What she saw made her blood turn to ice. It was Marcus, her husband. But Marcus wasn't lying down. Marcus was walking. Walking on his own 2 feet. He was wearing blue doctor clothes too. He stretched his arms like he'd been sitting too long. He looked perfectly fine. Healthy. Strong. Not hurt at all. Maya covered her mouth with both hands. Sound almost came out. This was impossible. She had to be dreaming. This couldn't be real. Then a third person came out. Woman. She was tall with long dark hair. She wore a fancy dress under a white coat. Maya knew her. It was Sarah, Marcus's secretary from work. The woman who always looked at Maya with mean eyes at office parties. Marcus always said Maya was imagining things. But Maya wasn't blind. She was just too trusting. That worked perfectly, Marcus said. His voice was normal and strong. No pain at all. Maya felt like someone punched her in the stomach. Dr. Reynolds laughed and threw his gloves in the trash. Of course it worked. The fake emergency call is in the system. The fake ambulance did its job. Right now, Marcus officially almost died. I can't wait to see Maya's face, Sarah said. Her voice sounded like a snake. She gave Marcus a water bottle. She's probably crying so much right now. Poor stupid woman. Marcus laughed. He actually laughed. That laugh that used to make Maya feel safe now sounded evil. She's so dumb. She'll believe anything. Maya bit her hand hard. The pain in her hand was nothing compared to the pain in her heart. They had tricked her. They were making fun of her. They had turned her into a joke. The important thing is, Dr. Reynolds said seriously, when she gets here we play our parts right. Marcus, you need to get in the recovery bed now. Lie down and look weak but alive. I'll hook up the fake machines. I know, Marcus said, rolling his eyes. I look weak but I survived thanks to this great doctor. I'll meet Maya in the waiting area, Dr. Reynolds continued. I'll tell her good news and bad news. The operation worked. The bleeding stopped. But, he paused. But what? Sarah asked, her eyes shining. But I'll tell her we found something else during the operation. A dangerous problem with her heart. I'll say I need her signature for another operation tomorrow morning. A very risky procedure. Of course, Marcus said with a mean smile. Exactly, Dr. Reynolds nodded. A procedure with high risks. If something happens to her on the operating table, well, we tried our best. Maya finally understood everything. The target wasn't Marcus. The accident was fake. It was all a trap. For her. Her mind jumped back 3 weeks. Marcus came home with papers for a new life insurance. A big one worth millions. Maya asked why they needed it. He said it was for their future. Maya joked. Why am I the one insured? You're the one with the dangerous job. Marcus just laughed and said, it's part of a deal, baby. Just sign. And Maya, trusting like always, signed. She had signed her own death paper. That fight yesterday wasn't about spending. Maya had complained that the insurance cost too much money. She asked Marcus to cancel it. No wonder he got so angry. Maya was messing up his murder plan without knowing it. And when she doesn't wake up from the table, Marcus's voice pulled her back, the insurance pays millions. We can leave this country and start fresh in Paris. Sarah laughed and held Marcus's arm. I already bought the plane tickets. The 3 of them. Her husband, his girlfriend, and her family doctor. All 3 planned to kill her in a hospital, the place that should be the safest. Maya's blood wasn't cold anymore. Started boiling. The fear that had frozen her was changing into something else. Something hard and angry. She watched them walk calmly down the hall away from the operating room. They probably went to the recovery room to set up their trick. The sound of their footsteps got quieter. The hallway became silent again. Maya leaned against the door, shaking hard. But not from fear anymore. She was shaking with pure anger. She was trapped alone in a dark room while her killers were on the same floor waiting for her to fall into their trap. She had to get out. But how? Suddenly she heard a sound at her door. Someone was putting a key in from outside. Maya froze. Her heart stopped. Did they know she was here? Did Sarah or Marcus or Dr. Reynolds figure out someone was listening? Were they coming for her? The doorknob turned slowly. The door opened with a small creak. Light from the hallway came in, blinding Maya. A small person in blue scrubs came in fast. Maya, she whispered. Relief washed over Maya so strong her legs almost gave out. It was Nurse Lisa. Lisa quickly closed the door and locked it again from inside. She leaned against it, breathing hard. Her face was white as paper. Did you see them? Lisa asked, her voice shaking. Maya couldn't talk. She could only nod. Tears of anger rolled down her face. Did you hear what they said? Lisa asked again. Maya nodded. Everything, she whispered. The insurance. The fake operation. The plan they have for me tomorrow. Lisa closed her eyes like she felt the pain too. God help us. I thought something was wrong, but hearing it. Why? Maya asked, looking at the young nurse. Why are you helping me? You're risking everything. Lisa sat on the floor next to Maya and took a deep breath. I've been watching Dr. Reynolds for a long time. Since I first started working here as a new nurse. Maya listened, holding Lisa's arm tight. He's not a real doctor. He's a killer. His trick is accidents on the operating table. He finds rich patients with big insurance. He schedules simple operations. Then during the operation there are problems. A bad reaction to medicine. Unexpected bleeding. Things that can never be proven as his fault. The patient dies, Lisa continued, her voice getting harder. The insurance pays out. And somehow Dr. Reynolds always gets a big donation for his research a few weeks later. He's an evil man. But how did you know about Marcus? About me? Maya asked. I was working on the surgery floor tonight, Lisa explained. I saw the emergency operation scheduled under Marcus's name. The code was for car accident injuries. But something was weird. There was no paperwork from the emergency room. Usually that data enters automatically. This was blank. Like this patient appeared out of nowhere. A chill ran down Maya's spine. I got curious, Lisa continued. I checked the computer system. I saw that Dr. Reynolds himself entered the data from his own computer. Very strange for such an important surgeon. So I did something risky. I knew the code to his office. An hour ago, while he was getting ready for the operation, I snuck in. I had to know what he was hiding. Lisa's eyes looked bright. In a locked drawer in his desk, I found the real file. Under Marcus's name, it wasn't accident information. It was a report from a health checkup from 2 days ago. The result said perfect health. Of course it did, Maya thought bitterly. And in the same drawer, Lisa's voice got even quieter, was your file. Copy of the new life insurance policy. The amount was huge. And at the bottom under medical advisor was Dr. Reynolds's name. Everything fit together. The fake accident, the fake operation, and the plan for a deadly second operation for you. I knew I didn't have much time, Lisa said. I knew they would call you. I didn't know their exact plan, but I knew you couldn't see them before knowing the truth. I ran to the hallway hoping to stop you. And luckily I did. Maya squeezed the nurse's hand hard. You saved my life, Lisa. Not yet, Lisa said seriously. We're just starting. They know you're coming. They're waiting for you. What do I do? Maya asked, feeling panic grab her again. I can't act. I can't look at Marcus and pretend to be sad. You have to, Lisa said firmly. You have to act just like they're acting. Right now they've moved Marcus to the recovery room at the end of this hall. They'll call you any minute. You have to pretend you're heartbroken, sad, relieved he survived. Cry. Lisa's instructions came fast. When they give you papers to sign for tomorrow's operation, you have to say no. If I say no, they'll know something's wrong. Don't say no directly. Say you're in shock. Say you need time to think. Say you have to call Marcus's mom first. Any excuse. The important thing is you don't sign anything tonight. We need time. Time for what? Maya asked. To get real proof, Lisa said. We can't just run. They'll chase you. We can't go to the police with just our story. They'll say you're a crazy woman. We need evidence they can't deny. What evidence? First, Marcus's real health report that I saw in Dr. Reynolds's office. Second, the fake operation records in the computer system. And third, the security camera videos. Maya's eyes went wide. Security cameras. Yes, I'm sure Marcus didn't arrive at this hospital in an ambulance, Lisa said. He came by himself. Probably parked in the staff parking garage, which is more hidden. If we can get the security camera videos from tonight showing him walking calmly into the hospital, we destroy his whole accident story. Dr. Reynolds's office is in the basement, Maya said, her brain starting to work. Right next to the file room and the camera server room, Lisa confirmed. It's his hideout. Lisa pulled a white card from her pocket. This is a master key card. I took it from the front desk earlier. But there's a problem. The basement hallway has cameras and Dr. Reynolds sometimes watches them from his computer. Maya looked at the card in Lisa's hand. Looks so heavy. I'll create a distraction, Lisa said. I'm going to set off the fire alarm on an upper floor. That will keep all the security guards busy. Will that give me enough time? Maya asked, her heart racing. You have to sneak down to the basement, Lisa said, looking Maya right in the eye. Go into Dr. Reynolds's office and find Marcus's Rayol file. Then go to the server room. Get the camera videos from the last few hours. If you have a cable, you can copy them to your phone. Maya checked her pockets. She had her phone but no cable. Use this, Lisa said, taking a small memory stick from her keychain. Plug it into the server and copy the files fast. Lisa, I don't know how to do this. You can do it, Lisa interrupted. You have to. It's our only chance. After, meet me at the basement emergency exit. We'll leave together. Lisa had just given her an impossible mission. Go down into the danger zone and steal evidence while her killers walked around upstairs. Just then, the phone in Maya's hand buzzed. The name on the screen made her blood boil again. Dr. Reynolds. They've started, Lisa whispered, eyes wide. Answer it. Play your role. Weak, scared, obedient. Maya took a deep breath and swiped to answer. Maya breathed deeply. The old air in the storage room felt like it was crushing her lungs. In her hand, the phone buzzed like an angry bee. Dr. Reynolds's name glowed on the screen. This was her stage. Time to act. Answer, Lisa whispered. Remember, weak, scared, obedient. Maya pressed the green button and brought the phone to her ear. She thought about all the pain and lies she just learned. She made her voice sound full of fear and forced herself to cry. Yes, doctor. Maya, thank God. Dr. Reynolds's voice sounded so warm and caring it made Maya want to throw up. Where are you? We've been waiting. I need to talk to you. I just got here. Marcus, my husband, how is he, doctor? Maya cried, acting perfectly. There was a long pause. He's a strong man, Maya. The operation was very hard. We almost lost him. The bleeding was very bad. Maya closed her eyes, picturing Marcus walking out healthy. My team and I stopped the bleeding. He's still very weak, but he's past the worst. He's in the recovery room on the 5th floor. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Maya cried again, pretending to feel relief. You can see him now, but there's something else we need to talk about right away. Dr. Reynolds's voice turned serious. Meet me in recovery room 2. Yes, doctor. I'm coming now. Maya hung up and looked at Lisa with a hard face. It's time, Maya said. Remember, Lisa said, grabbing Maya's shoulders. They'll show you the papers. Don't sign. Make any excuse. Say you're in shock. Say you have to call family. Then get out of there. I'll handle the distraction. Go down to the basement using the service elevator at the end of the hall near the emergency stairs. I'll wait for you at the basement exit. Bring the evidence. Maya nodded. She quietly opened the storage room door. The hallway was calm. She took another deep breath and stepped out. She didn't walk like the scared Maya anymore. She walked like a Maya on a mission. But on the outside, a heartbroken wife. She walked down the hall with unsteady steps on purpose. She saw the door that said Recovery Room 2. She pushed it gently. The room was darker, lit only by the glow of machines next to the bed. And there they were. Dr. Reynolds standing by the bed with papers. The snake Sarah standing in a corner with a fake worried look on her face. And in the bed was Marcus. Maya almost laughed. His acting was perfect. Marcus's face looked pale. A tube, which Maya was sure had only water in it, was connected to his hand. A heart monitor beside him made beeping sounds. Marcus's eyes were closed. His chest moved up and down to look weak. Marcus, oh baby. Maya rushed to the bed and started crying loudly. She took his hand. It was warm and strong. Not the hand of a man who just almost died. Maya had to use all her strength not to squeeze his fingers hard. Doctor, he looks so pale, Maya said, turning to Dr. Reynolds with eyes full of fake tears. Dr. Reynolds patted her shoulder. He's lost a lot of blood. But he'll get better. Like I told you, he's strong, thank God. But, Dr. Reynolds said. The word Maya was waiting for. Maya lifted her face looking scared. What's wrong, doctor? While we were operating to stop the bleeding, Dr. Reynolds explained slowly like talking to a little kid, we found something we didn't expect. Pretty big problem with your heart valve. It's not related to the accident, but it's very dangerous. It could cause big problems any moment. Maya looked at him with shaking lips. You mean I need another operation right away? Tomorrow morning at 9, Dr. Reynolds said firmly. I've already scheduled it. A cleaning procedure. In the corner, Sarah tried not to smile. Another operation, Maya whispered. It's for your safety, Dr. Reynolds said. He turned a page on his clipboard. The procedure is very risky. It's a delicate area. There's high risk of problems with the sleep medicine and bleeding. I need you to agree. Dr. Reynolds held the clipboard out to Maya. On it was a paper that said, Agreement for High-Risk Operation. Below it was a blank line waiting for her signature. The signature that would kill her. Or maybe it was an agreement for Marcus that they would later use as an excuse to operate on her. Whatever it was the trap. Suddenly Marcus's eyes opened a little. Sign it, baby. He whispered weakly like a bad actor. I trust Dr. Reynolds. Sarah stepped forward. Maya, Marcus needs this. Please don't wait. The three of them surrounded her. 3 wolves waiting for a sheep. Maya looked at the pen Dr. Reynolds was offering. She looked at Marcus's fake sick face. She looked at Sarah's mean smile. Maya started shaking hard, this time half real. I can't. Maya, it's urgent, Dr. Reynolds said. His smile starting to disappear. I can't, Maya screamed, pushing the clipboard away. I feel dizzy. I feel sick. Another risky operation. I have to call Marcus's mother. I can't make this choice alone. She pretended to choke on a cry. I need air. I need the bathroom. Before Dr. Reynolds or Sarah could react, Maya ran out of the room. She heard Dr. Reynolds shout her name. Maya, wait. But Maya didn't stop. She ran down the hallway, turned a corner and past the nurse desk. She didn't go to the nearest bathroom. She ran toward the end of the hallway where Lisa had told her. Just as she reached the last corner, a loud fire alarm rang through the whole building. The sound came from an upper floor. Nurses started coming out of rooms looking confused. A security guard ran toward the main elevators talking into his radio. It was Lisa's distraction. In the middle of the chaos, no one noticed Maya. She saw a metal door that said, Service elevator staff only. She used the card Lisa gave her. The door opened. Maya stepped into the narrow metal box that smelled like oil. She pressed the B button for basement. The elevator doors closed, blocking out the loud alarm sound. Alone in the going down elevator, Maya leaned against the wall with her heart beating 1,000 times a minute. She had won the first round. But now she was going down into danger. The service elevator stopped with a soft ding. The doors opened. What she saw was very different from the clean, bright surgery floor. The hospital basement was dark, cold and smelled wet. Big pipes ran along the low ceiling. Some dripped water onto the broken floor. The sound of the fire alarm from above was a distant, quiet echo. Maya stepped out holding Lisa's card tight. She was alone in scary silence. She followed the barely visible signs on the walls. Files maintenance server room. At the end of the hallway in a slightly brighter area, she saw them. 2 doors side by side. One said, Dr. Reynolds, Chief of Surgery. The other was a heavy metal door that said, Server room, no entry. This was his hiding place. Maya decided to go to Dr. Reynolds's office first for Marcus's health report. She swiped the card. The heavy wooden door opened without sound. She slipped inside. The office was surprisingly fancy. Thick carpets, a huge dark wood desk, and tall bookshelves. It smelled like expensive coffee and leather. Murder money must pay well, Maya thought. She ran to the desk. The drawers were locked. She didn't have time to break them open. Her eyes went to the shelves. Among the thick medical books were rows of folders. She read the labels. Research schedule patients. She pulled out the one for patients. Not there. She pulled out another. Special projects. Inside she found it. A thin folder with no label. She opened it. Her heart skipped a beat. There it was. The report of Marcus's health checkup from 2 days ago. At the bottom, a big red stamp said, "Perfect health." Next to it was another thicker folder. Maya opened it. They were money reports. Final warning from a bank. A bankruptcy paper for a huge debt in Marcus's company name. Here was the real proof and the reason why. Maya pulled out her phone. Her hands shook so much she could barely open the camera. She took pictures of every page. One by one. The checkup page. The perfect health stamp. The bank debts. She put the files back in their place. Now the cameras. She left the office, closing the door quietly. She went to the metal door of the server room and swiped the card. The door opened. A blast of cold air and a loud humming sound greeted her. The room was full of server racks with green and yellow lights blinking. She found a stack of screens and video recorders in a corner. She read the labels. Lobby, hallway, 5th floor ER and finally staff parking garage. Got it. She took out the memory stick Lisa gave her and put it into a port on the recorder. A bar appeared on the small screen. Copying. Maya's heart beat to the rhythm of the slowly rising number. 10%. 20%. She saw the live video of the parking garage. It was empty. 30%. 40%. Suddenly she heard a noise. Not inside the server room but outside in the basement hallway. A step. 2 people walking fast. Maya's heart stopped. The fire alarm must have been turned off. They were looking for her. 50%. 60%. The footsteps got closer and stopped right outside. She couldn't have gone far, she heard Dr. Reynolds's clear voice. You check my office. I'll check the server room. Maya panicked. She looked at the screen. 70%. 80%. The doorknob of the server room started to turn. 95%. 98%. Copy complete. Maya yanked out the memory stick. Just as the server room door opened, Maya spun around, her body hitting a server rack behind her. In the doorway stood Dr. Reynolds. His eyes burned with anger. Behind him, Sarah smiled like she won. Looking for us, Maya? Sarah said with a sweet but deadly voice. It was a good try, Maya, Dr. Reynolds said, walking into the room. He looked at the video recorder and then the memory stick in Maya's hand. Hiding in the storage room, faking a panic attack, running to the basement. Did you really think we were that stupid? And Nurse Lisa, Maya whispered. That little troublemaker. Dr. Reynolds chuckled. We've already dealt with her. She won't bother anyone anymore. Maya's stomach twisted with fear. What had they done to Lisa? Thought you were smart, huh? Sarah said, stepping forward and grabbing the phone from Maya. She looked at the photo gallery. Ah, our evidence. How sweet. She deleted the photos one by one in front of Maya's eyes. Marcus, the money. All deleted. But I have this, Maya screamed, holding up the memory stick. The video of Marcus walking in. You can't delete this. Dr. Reynolds smiled. It was the coldest smile Maya had ever seen. Really? Look closely at what you copied. Maya was confused. That video you worked so hard to copy, Dr. Reynolds explained like teaching a student, is a repeat of last night's footage. We prepared it especially for anyone who came snooping. Maya looked at the memory stick in her hand. Now it felt useless. And the files in my office, Dr. Reynolds continued. That health report was a fake copy we left there on purpose as bait. The real ones are already destroyed. It was a trap. Her whole escape to the basement had been a trap. They had let her run from the recovery room on purpose. They had led her down here. Welcome to the trap, Maya, Dr. Reynolds said. Now you have 2 choices. Either you sign the agreement the easy way. Sarah stepped forward, pulling something from behind her back. A big needle filled with clear liquid. Or we make you sign it, Sarah said. And after that we can do your procedure right here, right now. The cold server room suddenly felt hot and hard to breathe in. The walls of buzzing server racks seemed to close in on her, trapping her with her two hunters. Dr. Reynolds's words hit her like a hammer. The memory stick was fake. The photos on her phone were deleted. Nurse Lisa had been caught. She was alone. Every step she thought was a smart move was actually a path they laid out for her. She had danced to their music, and now she reached the end of the song right in the mouths of the wolves. Sarah smiled. It was a smile of pure happiness. She spun the big needle in her hand. The clear liquid inside sparkled under the lights. "Come on, Maya," Sarah hissed. "Choose. Sign the easy way or take a little sleep first." Dr. Reynolds showed the clipboard again. The signature line seemed to laugh at her. "Playtime is over, Maya. We have a schedule to keep." Maya's mind raced. The fear was there, cold and freezing. But under it, the anger she felt earlier in the storage room started burning again. It wasn't a tiny flame anymore but a big fire eating the fear. They thought they won. They thought she was the obedient, stupid wife. They were very wrong. If the new evidence is fake, I'll have to use the old evidence. Maya raised her hands, pretending to shake. She looked at Dr. Reynolds with begging eyes. "Okay, babe. I lost. You won." Dr. Reynolds smiled a little. "A wise choice." "I'll sign," Maya said in a rough voice. "But please let me make a quick call to Marcus's mom. Just want to hear her voice one more time." Sarah laughed. "Oh, how dramatic." Dr. Reynolds seemed to think about it. "No calls. Now. I'm getting impatient." "At least give me back my phone then," Maya said, pointing to her phone in Sarah's hand. "My family contacts are in there. I just want to see a picture of my mama." Sarah rolled her eyes but looked at Dr. Reynolds, who nodded a little. "Give it to her. She can't call anyone from this basement anyway. We blocked all phone signals." Course they did. They planned everything. Sarah threw the phone at Maya's feet. "Here." Maya bent down slowly, every movement planned to look defeated and broken. She picked up the phone. Her hands shook, but this time she controlled them. Her heart pounded, not from fear but energy. She held the phone, looking at the dark screen. "Thank you," she whispered. She stood up straight, and in 1 second her whole way of acting changed. Her back, before bent over, was now straight. Her begging eyes were now hard and cold. Her face, before pale, was now tight. Dr. Reynolds and Sarah felt the change. Their smiles disappeared a little. "You're right," Maya said with a flat, cold voice. "It was a good game. Good babe. But you got one thing wrong." "And what's that?" Sarah sneered. "You thought I found out about my husband's rot tonight," Maya said. "But I've been smelling this trash for months." She unlocked her phone. Sarah had deleted the photos from the gallery, but Sarah didn't know how to find a hidden voice recording folder. "Before I sign," Maya said, "I want you to hear this. Think of it as a song." She pressed the play button. For a second nothing happened. Then a voice filled the server room. Marcus's voice, clear and sharp. "No, I don't care about your excuses. Just make sure the dirty money is in the overseas account by the end of the month. 3 million. Clean it. I don't want to know how. Just make sure." The recording was from 4 months ago. Call between Marcus and a business partner. Marcus was organizing bribes and money cleaning for his latest building project. Maya had recorded it secretly while he argued in his home office, thinking she might use it as a weapon in a future divorce. She never imagined she would use it to save her life. Dr. Reynolds and Sarah froze. Their faces went white. "That," Dr. Reynolds stuttered. "That has nothing to do with this." "Oh, sure it does, doctor," Maya said, stepping forward. "This proves my husband's character. It proves he's a criminal. And this recording, combined with my testimony, will have the police looking into all his dealings, including his insurance dealings with you." "You won't leave this room alive," Sarah hissed, raising the needle. "Probably not," Maya said with a challenging look. "But this phone," she held the phone high, is recording our whole conversation in this room from the moment you walked in. It was a trick. The phone signal was really cut. Couldn't be sending anything. But they didn't know that. And this recording, Maya continued, raising her voice, is connected to the cloud. If my heart stops or if I don't enter a password in the next 5 minutes, this recording, the recording of your confession, your threats, along with Marcus's money cleaning recording, will be sent automatically to my lawyer, the newspaper editor, and Marcus's mother. Dr. Reynolds's eyes went wide with terror. The trick had worked. He believed it. Stop her! Dr. Reynolds shouted, grabbed by panic. Sarah, inject her now. Sarah snapped out of her frozen state, screamed, and rushed at Maya with a needle pointed like a knife. Maya backed up, crashing into the cold server racks. There was nowhere to run. She raised her hands to protect her face, getting ready for the prick of the needle. Stop! A new voice echoed in the underground space. A voice full of anger and power. The server room door that Dr. Reynolds had closed burst open. In the doorway stood Marcus. He was still wearing his fake doctor clothes. His face was red with anger. His eyes burned. He didn't look like a weak patient. He looked like a king who just found out his servants betrayed him. What the hell are you doing here? Marcus roared, his voice echoing. The plan was the recovery room, not the basement. He stopped dead, taking in the scene before him. A panicked Dr. Reynolds. A frozen Sarah with a needle in hand. And Maya standing tall in front of a server holding her phone like a weapon. Marcus looked at Maya and the anger on his face slowly changed to surprise. And then a cold mask of hate. He finally understood. His wife knew everything. A standoff. For people in the humming server room. The three hunters now looked at each other with doubt. Their prey was in the center holding the most important card. Marcus walked in. His eyes never left Maya. So, he said in a dangerously low voice. You knew. I knew everything, Marcus, Maya replied, her voice equally cold. The fake operation, the insurance, your plan to kill me tomorrow on the operating table. Marcus turned sharply to Dr. Reynolds. You said she wouldn't know. You said you took care of Nurse Lisa. She set us up, Dr. Reynolds stuttered, pointing at Maya. She faked the panic attack. And she has a recording. An old recording of yours about your business. Marcus's face hardened. What recording? Play it again, Maya. She ordered herself mentally. She had to turn them against each other. Maya pressed the play button again. Marcus's voice ordering the cleaning of $3 million filled the room again. Marcus closed his eyes. He knew that recording. He knew exactly when it happened. But he had no idea Maya had recorded it. You, Marcus hissed, looking at Maya. So this was your plan. Trap me with that. That's just the beginning, Maya said. She had to keep pushing. That only proves your character. But this, she held up the phone again, is proof of your crimes tonight. What do you mean? Marcus asked. This phone, Maya repeated her trick, has recorded every word in this room. Dr. Reynolds's confession about dealing with Lisa. Sarah's threats to inject me. And now you're here confirming the plan. Sarah and Dr. Reynolds took a step back. But Marcus laughed. A dry, terrible laugh. Do you think I'm stupid, Maya? This is a basement. No signal, no cloud, no lawyers. Nothing has been sent. Marcus moved closer. Whatever is on that phone will be destroyed right here with you. Maya's heart sank. She knew her trick had failed. Marcus knew her too well. Give me that phone, Marcus ordered, reaching out. No, Maya whispered. Give it to me. Marcus lunged. He was faster than Maya expected. His hand closed over her wrist, twisting it hard. Maya screamed in pain. The phone slipped from her hand, sliding across the concrete floor. The screen cracked. Marcus grinned, raising his foot to crush it. Game over, baby. Too late. A new voice, loud and confident, came from the door. Everyone turned. In the doorway stood Nurse Lisa. She was unharmed. She hadn't been caught. She stood tall, face full of right anger, and she wasn't alone. Behind her were two big hospital security guards with serious faces. Marcus's eyes went wide. Dr. Reynolds stumbled back. "No, impossible. Did you really think I was that stupid, doctor?" Lisa said, walking into the room. "You thought I would send Maya alone into your hideout? What are you talking about?" Dr. Reynolds stuttered. "The fire alarm earlier," Lisa explained, "wasn't a distraction for the guards. It was a distraction for you. While you were busy chasing Maya, these gentlemen and I," she pointed to the guards, "went to the main control room. We turned off the fake loop on this server. We took control." Lisa pointed to a security camera in the corner of the server room ceiling. Its little red light was blinking. "It was recording every word you said in this room," Lisa said. "Every threat, every confession has been recorded in real time by the head of hospital security. Marcus, Dr. Reynolds, and Sarah looked at that camera in horror. They were trapped, completely trapped. And that memory stick," Maya added, pointing to the stick still on the recorder table. "That was the real bait. Bait to keep you busy. While you were chasing me, Lisa copied the real footage of your arrival. You walking calmly through the staff lobby, laughing with Sarah. We have it all saved." Silence. The hum of the servers was the only sound. Marcus's face was purple with rage. His perfect plan had fallen apart. Dr. Reynolds was the first to crack. He knew his career, his life was over. His eyes darted frantically around. He saw the needle Sarah had dropped when Marcus entered. With a desperate yell, Dr. Reynolds ran for it. "You won't catch me." He didn't attack Maya. He attacked the only person with the technical evidence. Nurse Lisa. "Lisa, look out!" Maya screamed. But Lisa didn't move. She had expected it. As Dr. Reynolds rushed at her, Lisa didn't back down. She stepped forward, pulling her own needle from her uniform pocket. Much smaller but just as deadly. "Take this," Lisa said calmly. Just as Dr. Reynolds entered her range, she stuck the needle directly into the doctor's thick arm. "It's a strong sleeping medicine, max dose. You know the effects, right, doctor?" Dr. Reynolds stopped dead. His eyes went wide with surprise. He looked at the needle sticking out of his arm. He tried to pull it out, but his hands started shaking. His legs gave way. He fell to the floor like a heavy bag. His eyes rolled back. Unconscious. Sarah screamed loudly, seeing her partner fall. She lost her calm completely. She didn't attack. She turned around and tried to push through the security guards to run away. But the second guard grabbed her easily by the arm and put handcuffs on her. Only Marcus remained. He stood there staring shocked at the fallen Dr. Reynolds, the crying Sarah and Maya, who looked at him with fearless eyes. A blind anger took over him. If he was going down, he was taking Maya with him. "This is all your fault," he roared. He forgot about the guards. He forgot about the camera. His eyes only saw Maya. Marcus threw himself forward, hands ready to grab his wife's throat. The room exploded into chaos. Marcus's angry scream, "This is all your fault," echoed among the hum of the servers. His eyes were red, pupils big from energy and pure hate. He no longer saw the security guards or cared about the recording camera. His only target was Maya. He rushed forward. The first security guard, who wasn't holding Sarah, reacted quickly. "Sir, don't move," he shouted, stepping in to block Marcus. But Marcus, driven by the desperation of a man who lost everything, had unexpected strength. He rammed his shoulder into the guard's chest, making the man stumble back. The second guard couldn't let go of the struggling Sarah. In 1 second, Marcus had gotten past the defense. He reached Maya, stretching out his hands. He didn't grab her neck. He roughly grabbed the collar of her coat, pulling hard. Maya's head jerked forward and she let out a cry of pain. Marcus's other hand clawed at her shoulder, his nails tearing her coat. "I'm going to kill you," he growled, face inches from Maya's. But Maya was no longer the same woman from 3 hours ago. The freezing fear was gone, replaced by a basic instinct to survive. When Marcus pulled her, Maya didn't let herself be dragged passively. She brought her knee up with all her might, hitting Marcus in the groin. He grunted in pain but didn't let go. Instead he became even more angry. He started shaking her hard. "Let her go," Lisa shouted, running to help. That was when the first security guard recovered. He saw Marcus attacking Maya. He gave no more warnings. He rushed from behind, wrapping his massive arms around Marcus's chest in a powerful bear hug. "You're under arrest. You're under arrest." Marcus's body was lifted off the floor, but his grip on Maya's clothes didn't give way. Maya was dragged with him, almost choking. "Let go! Let go!" Maya screamed, tearing at her own clothes, trying to free herself from Marcus's grip. Marcus now directed his anger at the guard holding him. He struggled, kicked, and elbowed backward. "Get off me! She's mine! Calm down! Don't resist!" the guard ordered, trying to bring Marcus down to the floor. But Marcus was too wild. He twisted with all his might, trying to break free from the hug. It was a desperate, violent, and reckless move. The brutal twist managed to break the guard's grip, but it also threw Marcus himself off balance. He stumbled backward. His left foot caught on the leg of the unconscious Dr. Reynolds lying on the floor. Maya, Lisa, and the two security guards watched it all in horrible slow motion. Marcus fell backward. He didn't fall onto the smooth floor. He fell directly toward the main server rack, a solid black metal frame full of heavy equipment. His back hit the rack first, but the force of his fall was too strong. His head snapped back. The back of his neck and the base of his skull hit against the sharp steel edge of the server frame. The sound wasn't loud. It wasn't a bang but a dry crunch. A horrible crack like a dry stick snapping. Silence. All sound in the room stopped. Sarah stopped screaming. The guards froze. The steady hum of the servers suddenly sounded incredibly loud. Marcus didn't slide to the floor. He remained suspended in a strange sitting position with his back against the rack and his head hanging to one side at a wrong angle. His eyes were open, staring straight ahead, looking at Maya. But the look was different. The burning anger had gone out. What remained was pure shock and confusion. "Marcus," Maya whispered, taking a step forward. The guard who had held him now came close carefully. "Mr. Marcus. Ambulance! Ambulance to the basement!" he shouted to his partner. Marcus opened his mouth. No sound came out, just a shallow breath. He tried to lift a hand. It didn't move. He tried to move his legs. They remained still. Pure and total terror, a different kind of terror than rage, now filled his eyes. He looked at Maya and tried to speak again. His voice was a scratchy whisper. "I can't move. My legs," he whispered again. "My hands. No, I don't feel anything." Maya looked at her husband, the man who tried to kill her seconds before. The man who planned her death on an operating table. The man who pretended to be hurt. Now he was truly hurt. "God help us," Lisa whispered, covering her mouth. Maya felt nothing. No pity, no satisfaction, just a cold emptiness. She looked into that man's eyes, now full of tears of real terror. The irony was too cruel, too fast, too perfect. Karma had arrived. Not in a courtroom, not in a jail, but right here in the cold server room in the middle of his own evil plan. Marcus was trapped. Truly trapped. Not behind prison bars but in the prison of his own body. "Don't touch him," the security guard shouted, seeing Maya come closer. "Don't touch his neck. Let the medical team handle it." Maya stopped. She stood there looking at her now helpless husband. The healthy man had become a real patient, much more serious than he ever pretended to be. The server room doors opened again. This time it was the real head of security, followed by two uniformed city police officers he had called as soon as he saw the live footage. They stopped in the doorway looking at the scene. Sarah handcuffed and crying. Dr. Reynolds unconscious on the floor. Marcus paralyzed against a server rack. And Maya standing in the middle of the ruins of her life with torn clothes but standing tall. The game was over. Morning came slowly. The first rays of sun filtered through the high windows of the hospital lobby, but the light seemed strange and far away to Maya. She was sitting in a quiet staff break room wrapped in a thick hospital blanket. Nurse Lisa was sitting next to her holding a cup of hot tea someone brought them. Neither of them spoke. They had told everything over and over again to the head of security, to the police detectives. The server room became a crime scene. Dr. Reynolds, as soon as he woke up, was handcuffed to a bed. Sarah was taken away in a police car before morning, her loud screams echoing in the empty parking lot. And Marcus. The medical team arrived with extreme care. They put a neck collar on him, moved him to a spine board and took him to the ER, then to MRI and finally to the trauma unit. The diagnosis came as the sun rose. Burst fracture of the C4 bone in the spine. The spinal cord was cut. He was unable to move, completely paralyzed from the neck down. He could breathe on his own but with difficulty. He could move his eyes and some face muscles, but that was all. Forever. The following days were a blur for Maya. She stayed at her parents' house, refusing to talk to anyone except her lawyer. The news exploded. The Red operating room scandal at City Hospital. Photos of Dr. Reynolds, Sarah, and Marcus were on every news website. Justice was swift and strict. The video and sound recording from the server room was proof they couldn't deny. Dr. Reynolds faced the most charges. Planning to commit murder, gross medical carelessness, insurance fraud, and assault. Lisa's testimony opened a box on years of other suspicious cases of operation problems. He was sentenced to life in prison, stripped of his medical license, and destined to die in shame. Sarah, as a helper, was also found guilty of planning to commit murder. Her beautiful crying face in court did not move the judge. She received a sentence of 20 years in prison. Lisa was called a hero. After the hospital completely changed its board of directors, they offered her a new position, Chief Supervisor of Ethics and Patient Safety. She accepted, determined to make sure no one like Dr. Reynolds could ever operate again. And Maya filed for divorce the same day Marcus was transferred from the trauma unit. She attached the evidence of the attempted murder and the old voice recording about money cleaning. The court granted her the divorce immediately without the defendant present. All money and property were frozen. The life insurance policy was declared void. The huge debt Marcus had created remained his responsibility, or rather the responsibility of the state-appointed manager to handle his seized property. Maya was free. Financially, legally, and emotionally. 1 month later, Maya decided she needed to close this chapter forever. She paid a visit to Marcus. And it would be the last. He was no longer in a luxury hospital. He was in a long-term care place managed by the state for prisoners with special medical needs. His room was small and smelled of antiseptic and sadness. He lay in a specialized bed with his head held still by supports. Only his eyes moved, staring at the ceiling. A nurse was changing his tube bag when Maya walked in. Marcus's eyes darted sharply toward the door. He saw her. Maya wore a simple light blue dress. She looked calm and healthy. Marcus's eyes narrowed. Pure and powerless hate burned in them. He tried to speak. A gurgling sound came out of his throat. He hated her. He blamed her for everything. Maya walked slowly to his bedside. She stood in silence for a moment, looking at the man she once loved. The man who betrayed her in the worst way. She felt no pity or anger, just the end. "I came to tell you one thing," Maya said softly. Her voice was calm and clear in the silent room. Marcus stared at her with bloodshot eyes. "You wanted to put me on an operating table, right?" Maya continued. "You wanted me to be helpless, depending on machines so you could start a new life." Marcus wheezed again, louder. "Now," Maya said, leaning in a little closer, "you're the one trapped in a bed. You're the one who depends on others for everything. Forever. Isn't that ironic?" Maya stood up straight. Enjoy the rest of your life, Marcus. She walked down the hall past the guards and walked out the main door of the center. Outside, the sun was shining brightly. The morning air was fresh. Maya took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the sun on her face. For the first time in a long time, she felt free. She walked down the steps and toward her car, toward the rest of her new life. Did you like the story? And which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If you like the story, you can support me by sending a super thanks so I can keep bringing more stories like this. Thank you so much for your sweet support. I'm looking forward to your comments on the story. On the screen you can see 2 new life stories that I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story from Jamal's Stories. With love and respect.